Hello and welcome to this educational brother video on how to create an IPsec Windows firewall policy using a shared secret for use in brother training environments. I will be using Windows Server 2022. To get to the Windows firewall, I will go through the control panel, where I'm going to click the System and Security option, followed by the Windows Defender Firewall option, and finally the Advanced Settings option. Now that I am in the firewall, I need to right-click the Windows Defender Firewall with Advanced Security section, and then left-click the Properties option. Next, I'm going to click the IPsec Settings tab, followed by the Customize button. This section of the Windows firewall enables me to set specific IPsec settings. I will start by configuring the key exchange. To do this, I need to select this Advanced Radio button under the Key Exchange option, followed by clicking this Customize button, which has just become available. I am going to remove both of these default security methods. So that I can create a new one by clicking the Add button. I am going to set the integrity algorithm to SHA-256 and encryption algorithm to AES-CBC-256. I am going to use the Diffie-Hellman group 2 as the default key exchange algorithm. Of course, you can use whatever settings you want. These are just examples for setting up a testing environment for brother devices. To confirm these settings and move on, I am going to click the OK button, and again here. I now need to select the Advanced option under the heading Data Protection Quick Mode, followed by clicking the Customize button alongside it. Like before, I'm going to remove all the default algorithms as shown here. Next, I am going to select this tick box up here, and then click this Add button. I will leave the recommended ESP setting enabled, and then select AES-CBC-256 as the encryption algorithm, followed by SHA-256 as the integrity algorithm. I'm going to leave the default key lifetimes as is, before clicking the OK button to confirm these settings, as well as here, which will bring me back to this part of the configuration, where I need to click the Advanced option under Authentication Method. Like before, this will reveal the corresponding Customize button, which I am going to click. And as you have probably guessed, I am going to remove the default authentication method so that I can create my own by clicking the Add button, followed by the Pre-shared key option. I recognise that this is not recommended by Microsoft, and therefore I am only recommending using this for training purposes. I am going to use the word brother in lowercase as my pre-shared key. To confirm this setting, I'm going to click the OK button here, as well as here, and here, and finally here. I now need to select the Connection Security Rules option, where I'm going to create two rules. The first one will enable me to continue being connected to this server over a remote desktop connection from a non-IPsec enabled computer. I recognise that if this were a production environment, then my computer would need to have IPsec set up and enabled. However, since this is only a testing environment, it is not so necessary. To get started, I'm going to click the New Rule option. And from the wizard, I'm going to select the Custom option, followed by clicking the Next button. I don't need to specify any IP addresses here, so we'll leave this option as is and click the Next button again. And from here, I'm going to select the Do Not Authenticate option before clicking the Next button again. This is where I need to add the default port number for the RDP protocol. This is simply because I'm using the RDP protocol to make my remote desktop connection. RDP uses TCP, so we'll select it here. And then from this drop-down, select the Specific Ports option, followed by typing port 3389, which is the default port number for the RDP protocol. I will now click the Next button to continue. I'm going to leave these options as is and will click the Next button again. To finish this rule, all I need to do now is give it a meaningful name before clicking the Finish button. I'm now going to create the corresponding IPsec connection security rule by clicking the New Rule option again. Like before, I'm going to click the Custom option and then click the Next button to continue. I want this rule to apply to all IP addresses, so we'll leave these options as is and click the Next button. However, I do want this rule to apply to all inbound and outbound connections, so we'll select this option here before clicking the Next button again. This is where I need to retype the shared secret that I used earlier. To do this, I need to click the Advanced option, followed by the corresponding Customize button. From here, I am going to click the Add button from the first Authentication Methods section, where I can now select the Pre-shared key option and type the word brother like I did before. Of course, if you used a different pre-shared key, you will need to type that one instead. To confirm this setting, I am going to click the OK button here, and again here. To continue, I'm going to click the Next button, and again here, as well as here. Finally, I need to give this rule an appropriate name before clicking the Finish button. The IPsec Windows firewall policy is now active, and I am ready to move on to the next step of connecting a Brother device to it. When it is ready, there will be a link on the screen to my next video showing you how to do this. Thank you for watching.